more on the markets. I want to welcome Que Nugyen, Chief Investment Officer of Equity Strategies at Research Affiliates. Where do you stand on are you on the JP Morgan camp or elsewhere?
You know, I think this, first of all, I think that a 10% drawdown, which is really what we're in, happens probably every other year. So this is not really that unusual. The second thing is that whether or not we go into recession really depends on a lot of the economic uncertainty out there. It's not just the tariffs, it's also employment concerns. It's, you know, a whole bunch of spending concerns in terms of the government shutdown. I think the more we remove uncertainty, the more likely we're going to have a soft ending.
Well, sure. When do you think that uncertainty is going to stop?
Well, one of the things that we do know about this administration is that their policies can turn on a dime, right? So right now, they're governing as if they are ideologues. One of the things that we saw in Trump's first term was he governed as a very pro-growth, growth-supportive type of administration. Certainly, he's able to do that if he wants to. I think that right now what he's trying to do is he's trying to just push the envelope a little bit, see what is possible in terms of the ideology.
So, but is there a, if you were to look at a calendar and say to yourself, okay, he can test this, and if it's not working for whatever reason, he can switch on a dime, as you would describe. But at what point, if you think that this is ideological as opposed to economic, what would be the trigger for you or for him?
I have no idea, right? I do not study this politics, but I do know that what's driving the markets right now is just really the uncertainty, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen, and so businesses are just pulling back. They're pulling back on capex. They're pulling back on hiring. And we're seeing the universities, for example, announce hiring freezes across the board. Businesses aren't necessarily announcing that, but they're certainly slowing everything down. I think once there's a little bit more certainty, more clarity, more indications of growth support, I think that things are back to business as usual. I do think that there are some silver linings out there, right? So first of all, if we do go into recession, there's a lot of room for the Fed to ease and support. The second thing is that corporate balance sheets are extremely healthy. The third is that bank balance sheets are also quite healthy. I mean, we did have that shakeout a couple of years ago with banks, but the good thing about banks being healthy is that they can transmit.
So do you not, I mean, this is a political question, but Mike Johnson was on the air yesterday with us, the speaker, and he basically said, look, it's going to happen in April, meaning the tariff situation will get resolved in April. He says he's fast-tracking this tax bill for, what did he say, May. If you took everything he said at his word, you know, you would be by Memorial Day, you would be off to the races.
I think you'd be off to the races before that. I mean, I think that if the markets got confidence that it was actually going to happen the way he says it's going to happen, then I think that JP Morgan is right. You know, the worst of the sell-off is over.
The question, therefore, though, because you seem to think that this could all spin on a dime, is what would you do if you think that if you're not sure about what the outcome actually is? Oh,
so I think that timing the markets is a fool's errand. So I think that people need to stay invested. What I focus on is really the less expensive areas of the market. So there are lots of places that you can go. Long term, I still think technology is a big growth area. We're not necessarily invested in the most expensive areas of the market. I know that everybody knows the Mag 7, they're household names, but you know, you go beneath that, there are still a lot of companies that are less expensive, that are growing, that can improve margins, that can be exciting. Companies like Kyndryl, companies like Cognizant Technologies, or NetScout even. And then we balance that out with some defensive plays, places like consumer staples. You look at, for example, Sprouts Farmers Market, you know, fast-growing company, but also companies that are very, very stable, like Walmart, that are standbys, and then some healthcare.